This conversation was so powerfully good this week, I had to share it here. Fathers, listen closely. And mothers, you already know what I'm about to say. The ones in our community. Ask any mother how she was treated when she carried life inside her, and she'll remember. Ask her if she was cherished or if she was made to feel like an inconvenience. She'll remember. Ask her how people spoke to her when her body ached, when her emotions were raw, when she wondered if she was enough. She'll remember that. Ask her how she was cared for and how she wasn't in those tender, trembling days after birth, when her body was healing, her hormones surging, and her heart was learning a new rhythm of love and loss all at once, becoming a new version, giving birth to a new version of herself, not just the baby. Ask a brand new mother, eyes heavy from sleepless nights, milk-stained shirt, mind racing with those quiet fears, not being able to sleep because she wants to check on the baby all night long, make sure that they're breathing. And she'll tell you which words still echo in her soul. She'll remember, I promise. Ask a mother years down the road, scrolling old photos, wondering where the years disappeared. She'll remember it too. At 82. Ask a grandmother whose baby now has babies of their own. Watch her eyes fill because she remembers both the joy and perhaps even the ache. We all do. We don't forget who showed up when you were cracked open, when we were cracked open. When our hearts were both bursting and breaking. You don't forget who looked past the baby and asked, I know, but how are you? How are you? You don't forget who saw you when you needed to be seen most. Every mother remembers, even yours. No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah!
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids,
and everything in between.
Hello, my precious friends, and welcome back to Becoming Unshakable, the Legacy Conversation bonus series, a special edition brought to you by the Entrepreneur Parents Podcast, a community of strong families building unshakable legacies. Here we talk about the moments that shake us and the faith, courage, and love that help us stand again. So wherever you are right now, stuck in traffic, working overtime, picking up flowers for your wife, hint, hint, folding laundry, the adorable little outfits, or just leaning on the counter, stabilizing yourself and taking a deep breath between the chaos. I am so glad you're here. And let's take this time to grow stronger together. Motherhood is a memory written into your body. It's not just if you are lucky enough to have the stretch marks. It's not just the stretch marks or the sleepless nights. It's the invisible imprints. that are there for forever. The moments when you were held and the moments that you weren't. Every mother carries both. We remember who spoke life over us when we felt unworthy, scared. We remember who made us feel small when we were already fragile. Come on, people. Whew. Gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. And don't we remember the kindness like it's oxygen and the absence like it's a bruise? Because when a woman becomes a mother, her heart doesn't just explode. It becomes porous. She feels everything deeper. I'm trying to find the colorful words here. She feels everything deeper. Love, loss, joy, disappointment. It all runs closer to the surface.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
And in that holy vulnerability, God himself whispers, I see you. I see you. That's what we need. Psychologists call it imprint memory, this conversation that we're having today. It's why a single act of tenderness can change a woman's whole story. Studies show that in the early let's try that again. The word is postpartum, friends. So in those early weeks of postpartum, a mother's empathy centers are more active than any other time in her life. Her heart and brain are literally rewiring to nurture, protect, and connect. And that's exactly when she needs to be nurtured herself. She's not thinking about that. That's why it's so important that husbands, sisters, and brothers, you hear this, because we don't think about this. We're thinking about the baby. Baby first, baby over everything. And most of the people around us forget about us, forget about the mothers. Validation heals the nervous system with what we're going through as mothers. A gentle word can regulate a mother's heartbeat. A kind presence can steady her hormones. Because motherhood was never meant to be survived alone. It really wasn't. And I know sometimes it's just the whole community is your husband and you right now. Many people in our community. That's why we have this community, because my husband and I didn't have this community. So we have this community for other parents going through the silent struggle and juggle and the wins and losses and all of it. So motherhood wasn't meant to be survived alone. It was designed to be witnessed and supported and be poured into. That's the word I'm looking for. To be poured into. And when she's seen, she remembers. Don't we? We remember. The Bible says that even if a mother could forget her child, God could never forget her. I couldn't forget my child, but God will never forget her and what she's going through. Okay, so just know that you're seen. So if you've ever felt unseen in your motherhood, remember this. God saw you in the hospital room. He saw you rocking that crying baby when no one else came. I know sometimes we want to be the hero and we do it all through the night, or it's really impossible to wake up your husband and it's more work to explain what needs to be done. So you quickly get up and you do it, and then you jump back in bed with the baby, or have the baby close by, jump back in bed, get it done yourself. God saw that. He saw you holding your breath through the storm. He still sees you, whatever season you're in. And believe it. Believe He sends people, sometimes strangers, to show His heart through theirs. These are some of the stories we were talking about the other day, and it's amazing. The friend who brought food, the friend who came over to clean, the husband who rubbed your back. I'm gonna get emotional. The nurse who whispered, "You're doing beautifully." I think back with my first son. I'll never forget. I had this male nurse. I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name anymore. I wish I did. But he helped me commit and learn how to nurse my baby, okay, every single day. I don't think I would have had the courage to ask, but he was so persistent, not just with me, but with all the other mothers. A male nurse, okay? When the women were telling me, oh, you could just bottle feed. He's like, you can do this. You can do this. And we did it, even though I didn't even know it at the time. And it was such a struggle, and it was so hard because my son had a tongue tie and I didn't figure out. But he was that person that set this mindset in me to not give up on myself and my son. And this is my first time. I didn't know. I thought maybe it's supposed to hurt like this. But he taught me to watch my son, and I felt like he wasn't getting enough milk. And I was persistent with my doctor to send me to a coach to make sure that everything was okay. Within minutes, she figured out my son had a tongue tie, and we fixed that. Anyway, those moments weren't small. I'll never forget those people. They were sacred. They were the fingertips. I want to say they were the fingertips of heaven on the healing. And I know you guys have those moments too, because you guys shared those stories with me. Those were the fingertips of heaven on your healing. And if no one showed up then, if you walked that road alone, God wants you to know that He was right there. He was right there. Every tear you cried was counted by the God who never forgets. He remembers you. He always has. Before you reach for that coffee, consider this. What if the energy boost you're looking for isn't in your cup, but in your cells? I challenge you to swap your morning coffee for Shilajit by Symbiotica. And here's what can happen. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy, plus mental clarity and trace minerals that our bodies actually need, that are actually starving for, to be honest. This isn't just a supplement. It's an ancient adaptogen sourced from the Himalayas that supports mitochondrial function, stamina, and overall vitality. Your coffee never did that. Okay, let's just be honest. Try it for a week and tell me your body doesn't thank you. Symbiotica's Shilajit is next level wellness, and honestly, you may never go back to drinking coffee. Click the link below down in the bio and get your Shilajit today. With that, I wonder, actually, you know what? I want to share a personal story. Before we do the journal prompt, I want to share a personal story. When my own mother walked through her hardest season, she was pregnant with me, and her marriage was crumbling, and I was the unexpected surprise. Okay, a lot of people say They call themselves a mistake. Never call yourself that. You were a surprise, a blessing. Please, please, you were a blessing. An unexpected surprise. That was me too. She never said it. She never, ever, ever said it. But I was thinking about this the other day. I always felt it, okay? I always felt it. I felt that if she hadn't risked her life for me, maybe they could have saved their marriage. I mean, having a baby puts such a strain on a relationship, and you have to truly be strong. But she chose me. She chose life. And when that doctor told her the pregnancy was too high risk, that she should abort, she said no. She said no. She said a lot of other things, but that's a whole different story that we can visit another time. But she said no. And because of that decision, I'm here. I am so grateful, and I'll never forget, because she gave me the gift. She gave... It's just such weight, everything she risked. She gave me the gift of life so I could give the gift of life to my children and generations to come. She's chose to say yes. I feel, she may tell me I'm wrong, but I feel she risked her marriage by saying yes to me, by saving my life. She showed me the little book she kept while I was in her belly. The pages filled with prayer and songs she wrote to God. And she told me how happy and safe she felt when she prayed. And now looking back, I realized that even in her loneliness, those prayers were her protection. And she had, with that little book, she had that sonogram of me, the little picture. She nicely lined it up for me when she wasn't feeling well in her final days. I walked in her room and it was there on the bed, my sonogram, her miracle, her gift to me of life, of choosing me. And now that I'm a mother myself, I see how brave she was. She was so brave. Like, I feel it in every cell of my body now. There were moments in my own pregnancies when I understood her pain in a way I never could before. Just putting myself in someone else's shoes, in her shoes. We need to do that more. Fathers, we need to do that. Sisters, friends. Like, there was a time when I started bleeding deep into my pregnancy with my son. My husband was out of town. Yeah, I lay there in that hospital room alone, praying and begging God to let my baby boy live, to let me hear a heartbeat. And they said they didn't hear anything. They went to go get more equipment, and a doctor came in. In that moment, I realized something sacred. Sometimes the only support we have is heaven itself. Sometimes God lets everything else fall away so that we can learn to fully lean on him, to trust him. But even in that room, I wasn't truly alone. I had God. I remember the doctor who held my hand while I prayed, so quietly crying with just the tear running down my face, because I was praying that they could find the heartbeat. And she did. She found the heartbeat. I'll remember the friend who checked in on me when no one else did. We remember the friends, don't we? Those who rushed to be there. And I remember it. I remember too who who disappeared, who tried to divide instead of protect our holy covenant. There were people who placed pressure on our marriage when I was the weakest, when my body was still raw and healing from surgery, when my baby was tiny and fragile, barely fitting into premature baby clothing. It was baggy and big, when I could barely walk. I remember who tried to pull my husband away when I needed him most, when we needed him most. And I'll say this to every husband listening: protect your wife's peace like it's sacred ground. We were green, we were new. And the enemy walked in. He uses people, he uses guilt, he uses pressure. Okay, protect the peace like it's sacred ground, because it is. There are voices that seem, they're able to, they may even seem kind, but they carry cruelty. And a woman who has just given life should never have to fight for safety or support, ever. When a woman is carrying life or recovering from bringing life into the world, the people who guard her peace are also guarding her child. When things are not solid and people are trying to pull you apart, this is a direct attack on your baby. That's what it feels like. I'll be the first one to say it. And those who disrupt that peace leave a mark that heaven still sees. Oh, I believe it. Heaven sure sees those tears. Heaven saw it all of it. And every mother remembers every act of love, every wound, and every whispered prayer. I'll never forget the people that prayed over me. And that's why I believe with all my heart that every act of kindness towards a mother plants a seed that blooms for generations to come. The stories that my mother told me, my story, the stories I heard in the community, from the husbands and wives, the power couples. Listen, that nurse, that doctor, those that showed up, I'll never forget the kind words, the prayers. They didn't just come for me. They helped shape the mother I would become, the mother that I was becoming. And that's what mothers do. They turn scarcity into sanctuary. They create love out of little, and they teach us that no act of tenderness is ever wasted. Because every mother remembers. We remember all of it, right? Grandmothers at 92, they remember it all. Okay. So now let's pause this for a minute. Grab your journals. Okay, grab your journals. And or take a snapshot of this podcast of where you are, where the journal prompt is. If you want to do it later, if you're driving right now, take a deep breath and let these questions settle into your spirit. Who showed up for you in the most fragile season? And how did that love mark you? How did it touch your soul? What was it that you remember so clearly today? And second, is there someone God is nudging you to see now? To become that safe place for? Sometimes we're the blessing in someone else's story. So think about that. Is there someone God is nudging you to see right now at this very moment? You could reach out Send a message, send a text. Hey, I prayed for you today. I was thinking about you. And then thirdly, how can you honor God this week by remembering the ones who remembered you? What does that look like? I love these journal prompt moments because they're those moments that we can go back to. We can journal with our spouse, we can journal ourselves. There's moments that we remember that we want to share with our children. If this episode touched you, touched your heart, you felt the words, please share it with someone who once showed up for you or someone you're thinking about that needs this very message. A mom who needs to know she's not forgotten, that she's not going through this alone, that she's so loved. Sometimes we're smiling. It's exciting. We're smiling on the outside, but sometimes at night, late at night, the anxiety sinks in. We're nervous. It's our first time, even our third time. Every single pregnancy is different. Every single one is different. Take a snapshot of this episode, share it in your story, tag us, Entrepreneur Parents Podcast. Can't wait to meet you. Listen, strong families aren't built in the easy seasons. They're built when love shows up, even when life hurts. That's how strong families are built. Thank you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful Becoming Unshakable family, for growing, healing, and remembering those beautiful and sometimes scary moments with us. And if nobody has told you today, you are seen, you are loved, and you are doing a magnificent job. I got to tell you today. May you go into this week remembering that every mom remembers. And sometimes what she remembers is you. God bless you, my friend, and I'll see you next time. And if you're loving the children's podcast, Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show, jump down into the show notes and click the link. It's buymeacoffee.com/Entrepreneur Kids. We have an incredible community of children, the leaders of tomorrow, and the two little ones, Daniel and Destiny, are committed to dropping 2 episodes a week. So every gift, every dollar amount, every donation, whatever you want to call it, goes to the production costs, their time, studio, all the things, all the investments that they're making. And I wanted to personally thank you guys. If you're not listening, go listen. And thank you so much for listening to the Entrepreneur Parent Podcast. I'm so grateful that these solo episodes are hitting. Keep sending me the DMs to my personal, everything is linked. Send me the links to the topics that you'd like to hear next. And I'll keep bringing the topics from our community conversations. I think they're so valuable. Share this with someone you care about. They know that when you've shared it with them, that you truly care about them, that they want to share the message. They believe that this message will be valuable for them because you care about them. Drop 5 stars and a kind review. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. Again, God bless you, and we will see you soon. Have the best week. And remember, as mothers, we never forget. So be there. Be there for someone that needs it right now. God bless you.
Thank you, beautiful friends, for listening to this important message from Mama. Share with someone you love and care about. Oh, and we'd love to personally invite you to listen to our podcast. It's for young future leaders ready to change the world and be a light in the dark. Listen together as a family. It's called the Unshakable Kids Legacy Show. We know you'll love it. Be bold, be kind, build an unforgettable family legacy. God bless you, we love you. And parents, if no one told you yet, let us be the first. You're doing a remarkable job. And remember, you are the hero of your story, because every legacy begins with a hero, and that hero is you.
This podcast is for inspirational and educational purposes only, and it is not intended to replace professional advice, legal advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The views expressed are based on personal experience and faith-based insight and are meant to encourage reflection and growth. Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals regarding any questions or concerns you may have about your health, relationships, or business.